As threatened, now that you've watched it as well, a second review of the Todd Haynes.
An Absence of Waldo first, actually.
An Absence of Waldo first.
We've never gone back and re-reviewed something.
That's true. Oh yes, we have. Anchorman 2 I reviewed, and then
you reviewed it again. Yes. Sorry,
but the first time we've done one that's still showing. So this is like a spoiler space one, I suppose.
Yeah.
Because anyone who hasn't seen the film should watch the first review. Anyone who has seen the film should watch this one, where we'll go completely into the spoiler territory. The minutiae of Todd Haynes' Carol. I was going to say there's no point trying to summarise the film, but I think it might be interesting to see what you describe it as, to see if it was any different from what I did, because I think it could be interpreted and described differently.
Well, that's it. Yeah. Well, the film is essentially a doomed romance.
Yeah.
It's about a burgeoning relationship between an older woman, different, almost like from a different class, almost a different world.
Yeah.
Who's the titular Carol, played brilliantly by Cate Blanchett.
Yeah.
And the kind of low to middling income Therese, that's it. Therese, played by Rooney Mara.
Yeah.
The two of them become star-crossed lovers. And through, they hang out together, get to know each other, and then slowly but surely they start to fall in love with each other.
Yeah.
And Therese begins to discover that there's a doomed side to Carol. She's going through a very, very messy divorce with her husband, played by some
Kyle
guy.
Chandler.
That's it. The guy from King Kong.
King Kong? Is he playing King Kong?
He's the movie star in King Kong.
Is he?
Yeah, he's great in the film, actually. Really funny.
And he's in, I remember him also from Wolf of Wall Street. He plays the detective who's looking into it.
Yes, he's really good in Wolf of Wall Street as well.
He's a really good actor, actually. He doesn't get enough work.
Yeah, he's got a good look.
Yeah.
He looks like he belongs in a film set in the 50s.
No, yeah, I was going to say, he looks like, he's got like a square jaw.
So Carol's going through a very, very messy divorce, which is all about the custody of their child.
Yeah.
Carol has kind of had past relationships with women before, and the husband almost uses this as the final nail in the coffin to get complete custody of the child.
Yeah.
Because it's absolutely mental. Back in those days, you could use gay or lesbian, queer, and you could use it in a court of law to basically make the case that they're inappropriate to raise a child.
Well, in the film, it's raised up as a morality clause.
That's it, that's what we call it, yeah, a morality clause, yeah.
Yeah.
She is immoral and she's not allowed to raise the child, which is insane.
Yes.
Obviously. But the film depicts the struggles of this this burgeoning relationship would have in the 50s, and how they're completely suppressed by the social norms that surround them, and the only way to express their love for each other is to run away and go on the run together.
Cross state lines, essentially.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's not done in like it's not done like in a Thelma and Louise kind of way.
No.
It's almost more like a running away in the way of a sequence in Inside Llewyn Davis.
Oh yeah.
Where he goes around with John Goodman.
Yeah.
It's more like that. It's more scenes set in cars and in motels, and they're talking to each other. And the only way Carol and Therese can have their relationship is by being separated from the societal norms which surround them and crush them into these into suppressed versions of themselves, basically.
Yeah.
And they find solace in each other, and it's coming from different points of view, which is interesting. Therese is young and has never really known love. She's kind of got a semi-boyfriend.
Yeah.
But it's all a little bit fake show. It's not really what she wants.
No.
She wants to become a photographer, but she works in quite a stuffy apartment store in New York. And Cate Blanchett's character Carol, she's coming from another different point of view. She's an older woman. She's fallen out of love. She has her best friend, were former lovers, but they've kind of fallen out of love, and she's going through a messy divorce with her husband, who we're not even sure whether she really loved him in the first place. And she comes to Therese and she sees this kind of young, attractive, intelligent woman, and she kind of just falls head over heels. You could, make the interpretation that it's quite predatory.
Yeah.
But I don't think it is.
No.
I don't think it's that at all. I think it is about a relationship between a completely broken person and a person who is young and not made life mistakes yet, or not learned about life and love yet.
Well, I think an important part of it is the way that Carol is sort of near the end of what would be seen as her ability to sort of earn or work or anything. How old do you reckon is she supposed to be in her 40s or something, or like late 40s?
Yeah, late 40s, I'd say, yeah.
Yeah, because she sort of, because you can assume that she's lived in like the 30s, is expected she'd have had a husband and a child and all that. And then it's sort of contrasted with Therese, who's supposed to be sort of early 20s. She's still got everything ahead of her, so she's almost like a modern woman. Well, Carol is like an oppressed housewife.
Yeah.
And it's playing off a lot of sort of 50s melodrama conventions.
Yeah, yeah.
Like you've got the lover with they're on a run, they've got a gun and stuff like that.
Yeah. And another film that it's kind of draws upon quite a bit is Brief Encounter.
Yes.
Which I've not seen.
I've not seen it either.
But I'm told it draws upon Brief Encounter. My girlfriend who's seen the film explains that Brief Encounter opens up with a scene between a man and a woman. They're talking, you don't really know what's going on, and then this person comes in and interrupts them, and then they have a flashback and the film happens. And then you go back to that scene at the end, and you realise that, because that film is also about a kind of a transgressive relationship. It's all about a man and a woman who are having an affair with each other. Quite controversial for the day. And they kind of shy away from the more erotic sides about their relationship.
About the Hays Code and stuff as well.
Yeah, obviously, yeah. So it's all, but the thing about those 50s movies which deal with kind of transgressive subject matter is that it's in the background.
Yeah.
It's in the filmography, the way it's not filmography, the cinematography and the way it's shot and the subtleties of the actors. Yeah. It's not made obvious. You kind of have to, you have to piece it together for yourself.
Yeah.
Make your own interpretation. But yeah, that's quite a transgressive relationship. A man and a woman had an affair in the 50s. An unheard of idea. And then at the end of the film you come to it and you realise that the person interrupting their meeting each other is their final meeting with each other, which is what we do in Carol. The film opens up and we're not too sure when it's set, what the context of the scene is. You could even see it as being like almost like a first date kind of thing.
Yeah.
The characters are so different and grown apart from each other. They get there and they have a sit-down meal and they're about to have a conversation. Part of it's cut in the beginning.
Yes.
To make it almost feel like it's their first meeting. A guy interrupts and then Therese is whisked away and Carol's left alone. And then you go back and you see the whole film, you see the whole relationship and the way the two interact. And then you come back to that scene at the end and you find out they've not seen each other for months.
Yeah.
And this is almost like Carol's last-ditch attempt to kind of get Therese back, and she's just like, no, I've moved on with my life and you've dicked me over. I'm not interested in you anymore.
Yeah. But then what's brilliant is the next scene is that them actually reconciling. Like she goes to see her at that party that she's at.
Therese goes to another party. She goes to a Christmas party.
Yeah.
And she sees people cuddling up with their significant others and sitting on the sofa together and being with a person that they love. Just sat down watching TV, eating stuff. And I think almost at that point, Therese realises that Carol is my shot at happiness.
Yeah.
I can't let her go, and she ultimately goes to her. And it's a really nice ending. It's a really uplifting ending.
It's uplifting and also just amazingly well handled. It's just close up and close up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's uplifting with that nice bit of ambiguity.
Yeah.
Because you know what's going to happen next.
Yeah.
It's a really, really great shot at the end as well, where Therese goes into the club because you're almost going from her point of view, winding through the tables. Now the camera's almost going very intentionally slowly.
Yeah.
Because all you want to do is see those two lock eyes and realise that the other one's there for each other. But quite intentionally, Todd Haynes is kind of like he's kind of moving around the tables and he's taking his time. Like, come on. Yeah. It's just a great cinema moment.
Yeah.
Just a great moment. So I fucking loved the film.
Yes.
The film is a masterpiece. It's an easy 10 out of 10 for me.
It is.
I'm so glad I saw it because I almost didn't see it.
No. But it's actually finishes its cinema run wide release in the UK tomorrow, I think.
So I one of the last screenings of it. The cinema was packed.
Yes, it's done really. It's not actually had wide release in America yet. It's coming out in January, sort of. It's been released in 2 cinemas to make it eligible for the Oscars.
Yeah.
But yeah, and it's done quite well, I think, over here.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I think it'll be like a mini hit. Like, I reckon you'll...
A sleeper hit.
A sleeper hit.
I was surprised at the audience.
Why, what was it?
Older people.
Older people?
Yeah. I was thinking, oh, that's interesting.
Maybe they thought they were going to go and see a film that would relieve the, it'll be just like my youth when I saw it.
just like my youth.
Yeah.
Performances.
They were simply incredible.
You know, I think the best kind of performances are the ones where you forget you're watching an actor playing a character.
Yeah.
You know, like the one I use a lot is Daniel Day-Lewis in Velvet Blood.
Yeah.
You forget you're watching Daniel Day-Lewis and you're just absorbed into his...
Into Daniel Plainview.
Into Daniel Plainview, yeah. You're watching that character.
Yeah.
Or James Gandolfini
in
Sopranos. You are watching Tony Soprano. You forget it's James Gandolfini. And the same can be said, I think, of... definitely Cate Blanchett.
Yeah.
You forget you're watching Cate Blanchett and you're just watching Carol. Her body language and the way she talks, and I love how the film kind of evokes those 50s films where people would smoke in diners and it'd be really quite an elegant thing to do.
Yeah. Well, she definitely looks like a sort of like Rita Hayworth style.
Yes, yeah.
You know, like 50s film star.
Big mink coat and her body language and the way she kind of holds up her head and holding a cigarette in hand and like a glass of scotch in the other kind of thing.
Yeah.
It's all very elegant, but it's there's a tragic side to it.
Yeah.
Which you just imbues completely. And better yet, both women are different around different people.
Yes.
Which is something that films don't seem to get about people.
No.
Is that they're not the same person all the time. When they're around different people, they'll act in a different way.
The screenplay for this is amazing. By Phyllis Nye, I think it is, or something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like, when I went to see it the first time, I said they were a producer's screening. The producer did a 20-minute talk before. Apparently this film was a massive labour of love for Cate Blanchett.
Oh, yeah. She produced it.
She produced it, and she was the first person to sign on to it. Like, she was like with the film for years before it was made.
Yeah, yeah.
Rooney Mara was, I think, a last-minute replacement.
Oh.
I can't remember who for, but it was like a better known actress who dropped out because of the numerous delays, and then Rooney Mara stepped in at like last minute.
Ah.
But yeah, Cate Blanchett is stunning in the film. She just different roles she has to play, like concerned mother. When she's at that party at the beginning, she sort of seems to be like a proto-feminist.
Yeah, yeah.
Where she's talking about like smoking and like what husband wants to do. The intimate moments where she's with Therese in the motel, they're all stunning. Everything. She's just completely a character the whole time. Yeah. It's just incredible.
It never breaks the illusion. And the best thing about it is the pacing of the film.
The pacing,
it's never boring. It never, you never get sick of a scene.
No.
If anything, I'd have quite happily just kept on watching it.
It didn't feel like 2 hours at all.
No, it just floats by.
Yeah. It evokes. Was gonna say the film evokes the 50s so well and all, isn't it? Like, it feels like it's not just set in the 50s. It feels like it could have been made there.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
It looks so amazing. Like the scenes. The one I was most impressed by is the one where the two of them sit to smoke on the rooftop and the snow starts falling.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
That was incredible. I don't know if it was an effect or like a snow machine or if it just started snowing, but it just looked absolutely incredible. It's a really weird film, I think. It's like, it is absolutely amazing, but there's just every single aspect of it was great. Yeah,
that's it. There's not a single part of the film I can kind of pick out and say, oh, that wasn't very good or that didn't really work. Every performance worked. Every shot was pitch perfect.
Yeah. The score was by Carter Burwell as well, who does all the Coen Brothers themes.
That's one part where the only part that pulled me out of the film.
Yeah.
I was completely soaked into the film.
Yeah.
I just went to Resident at the piano.
Oh yeah.
And just played Maybe Baby. It's a song from Fallout 3.
Is it?
And I was like, oh, what? That's it. I've heard that on the radio while shooting Super Mutants in Fallout 3. But then I kind of thought, okay, this is going to become the main theme between the two of them now. Alright. I have to accept this now, forget about it's Fallout 3. It's the music that Therese plays to Carol in the film, in the motion picture Carol. Yeah. It's not the song you hear on your radio in Fallout 3. That was the only part that pulled me out of the film, but that was probably 100% unintentional of the filmmakers. It was just me.
Yeah.
No, it just reminded me of Fallout 3. The complete opposite of Carol.
Yeah. I don't know, it felt like a sort of summing up of everything Todd Haynes has ever wanted to do.
The only Todd Haynes film I've seen is I'm Not There.
I think that's the only one I've seen, but I know of his work. Like, a lot of his work is taking sort of, he's interested, I think, a lot in sort of 50s melodrama and stuff. The most famous one he did before this one was a film called, have you heard of Far From Heaven?
Yes.
That's really interesting because that almost has a similar premise. The premise of that is that it's like 50s melodrama, but instead of 50s melodramas like the Douglas Sirk ones where everything was in the background, this is everything up front. It's about a woman who falls in love with her gardener who's black, and her husband is also gay. So it's all about this they both have transgressive relationships. Like, you could never have an interracial relationship or a homosexual relationship in a 50s film. And this sort of, it combines that, the themes of identity that you've got in I'm Not There. It's not like, a lot of his early stuff's about rock music, so it's not like that. Like, he did that film Velvet Goldmine.
Oh yeah, the Not David Bowie documentary.
The Not David Bowie one. Did they even actually call him Bob Dylan in I'm Not There?
No, you do see Bob, but right at the end of the film.
Is he one of the people smoking? Because they do like little cod interviews, don't they, all the way through?
It's right at the end of the film, and he's it's a really great montage, and it kind of ties the whole film together. Where all the different Dylans are doing the final scenes, and it's done to Sad-Eyed Lady of the Lowlands.
Yeah.
I managed to play the whole song.
Yeah.
But Bob appears, play the harmonica, as you know, the last bit of Sad-Eyed Lady of the Lowlands.
Oh, right.
And that's his only appearance in the film. But I never think they actually call him Bob Dylan in the film.
No.
I really like I'm Not There.
Yeah.
It's very pretentious, but it is a good film.
Well, that's